But as promised, we have something that has practical written all over it. It's a Chrysler K car. Now, the Plymouth Reliant and Dodge Aries have been around since 1980 and are likely to be with us at least until 1988. A long life to the K seems only fitting since its humble chassis almost single-handedly rescued Chrysler from oblivion. It's also the basis of all of Chrysler's newer front-drive models. But as modern family transportation, can the K still stand on its own four tires as well as it did 5 model years ago?
The answer might be in the fact that this is sort of a watershed year for the K car. It does still wear very angular dress, but Chrysler did round out most of the sheet metal this time for a more flowing look. The upright oblong grille is gone, replaced by a cutout that bears more than a passing resemblance to a Mercedes grille. We opted for a Dodge Aries wagon for our test, equipped a lot like a Reliant wagon we looked into in 1982. One of the things that impressed us most about that car, and it's still true, is that even with its compact exterior, the K hauler has enough interior room to classify as a mid-size wagon. Another thing that's still true is the lack of some form of assist handle for the large fixed glass hatch. Inside there's plenty of space for the usual complement of grocery bags when the rear seat is up. When it's down, there's almost enough room to go into the moving business. With its exterior revamping for 1985, the interior got the decorator's new touch too. Our staff agreed that despite short bottom cushions, this Aries bench seat is one of the better of its type. It's got nice support, but it's still cushy. But despite its claim to being a 6-passenger wagon, an all-adult load would strain the comfort quotient too far. A new feature is this trick combination map and vanity light that pivots from one side of the right-hand sun visor to the other. But the age of the K design still shows, since many dash controls are spread out and hard to reach. On the other hand, we applaud the new cluster design that shuns most idiot lights. It provides, as standard, clear readouts for water temp and voltage, a Chrysler trademark other domestic car makers should copy. They might also envy what Chrysler has done to this K-Wagon's ride and handling. So it's no pylon racer, but the ride is controlled while soft, and the slow, totally dead steering we found in our previous test has been replaced by a fair amount of precision. There's more road feel here than on many more pretentious cars. Otherwise, handling in this Aries wagon is pretty typical for front-drive models. It does tend to plow a lot, and enthusiastic wheel cutting will make the light rear lose its grip. Fatter tires would help here a lot. While 13-inch rims are standard, even the car's optional 14-inch rubber wouldn't be up to the K-Wagon's 2,860 pounds, and that's before you load it up for vacation. More tire would also help K-car braking, which we found largely unimproved over our 82 test. There is still some tendency for premature rear lockup. Here the left rear was the culprit, producing some swing. Stopping average was a so-so 145 feet from 55 miles per hour. On the plus side, pedal pressure felt firm throughout, though fade was worse than average. We also stuck with our K-Wagon drivetrain selection from before, Mitsubishi's optional 2.6-liter 4 with a 3-speed automatic, the most practical combination for this wagon's missions. Underhood packaging for this front-wheel drive model is very neat. Power ratings have climbed slightly over the years and now reside at a respectable 101 horsepower and 140 pounds of torque. While horsepower is only 5% greater than Chrysler's homegrown 2.2-liter, hill-pulling torque is 18% better. Chrysler compensates for the wagon's extra weight with a shorter 3.02 final drive ratio. Acceleration times were good, given its body style, 18.8 seconds at 70 for a quarter mile. Times to shorter distances were even better. A 500-foot on-ramp will take 9.8 seconds at 53, and it'll take you 12 seconds to power from 0 to 60 miles per hour. But the slow shift down of the automatic did limit this car to a 6.1 second passing time from 40 to 55. That's a bit pokier than we'd like to see for those times when you're caught driving in the wrong lane. But that aside, there are plenty of other positives for the K-Wagon. For an early front-drive unitized design, this K is quiet. 68 decibels of road noise at 55 is good for any wagon. And once again we beat the new EPA mileage system. Government ratings for the 2.6-liter automatic are 21 city and 25 highway. We got a real-world figure of 26 on this very new sample. This Aries also showed us something else that'll come in handy in a family wagon. A puny 33-foot turning circle, nice for parking and round-town maneuvering. But one of the most refreshing changes about this 85 Aries wagon is the lack of changes in its price. It stayed pretty much the same over the last several years. While base wagons start at $8,000, this loaded version totaled out just slightly over $11,500. That's a bargain in today's car market. That was a key factor when we picked the K-Wagons as a MotorWeek best in its category in 1983. Obviously, the car that saved Chrysler can still stand on its own four tires. So many things about the K-car's design are dated, but there are plenty of improvements too. It's spacious for its class, well built and quiet, respectably efficient, with quite adequate power and handling. All that happens to be what the modern definition of family transportation calls for, plus a bit more.